Okay. Hi. Reading. I want you to think, and I want you to look through any sort of evidence that you have. Are you reading enough? And how do you know? So take a moment to look through your notebook. Are you keeping track? And have that conversation with your partner. So do that. Pause it. Talk. Pause. Okay. So we're back. How do you know if you've read as much as you should be? We kind of talked about that a few weeks ago, right? This idea of at least a book a week if I'm reading on-level text. How many people are you reading a book a week? Those of you that are reading easier books, are you reading multiple books a week? Do you know how many pages in books you're reading at home versus at school? Important data. Okay, so for those of you who are wondering, like, how do I know if I've been focused reading or not? Page totals might be something for you. This is how many books we read. These are important pieces of information for us as readers. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to think, okay, I have 20 minutes of focused reading time today. How many and what level book am I reading? Is it just right? Is it just my level? Is it easier? And I want you to set yourself a goal. So do this. Turn to your next page. It could have writing on it already. And I want you to write today's date, which is 19th. And I want you to write down a goal. I will read 20 pages? 15? 25? Somewhere between 15 and 25, depending on the difficulty. I'll read 15 pages. So set yourself a goal. Okay, so my goal would be 15 pages. So then after my 2 10-minute focus sessions, if I've read 15 pages, if I've read 30, whoa, I've read it, I'm either reading too fast or maybe not. Or maybe the book I'm reading is super easy. So we're going to start doing that. So every day, I want you to write down how many pages you think you're going to read, and then how many pages you actually read. And so that can be on one page in a reading log. It can be just like I did there. So that's something else. So today, though, what I want to talk to you about, the main purpose of this lesson is this. I want you to talk to you about the summary. And I know a lot of you know how to do a summary. I know a lot of you know how to go chronological, right? First, then, next, last. Okay, I know you know how to do a chronological. Today I want to show you an advanced summary, especially designed for 5th graders, and that is called the synthesis. The synthesis. And the secret with the synthesis is you retell what you just read, and then think about the parts of the book that connect to it. That connect. Not all the parts. Just the parts that connect to it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So like I said, the summary that we all know how to do is like walking. It's like taking steps. So like first this happened, then this happened. I'm not talking about everything in there. So first this happened in the beginning, then this event happened, then this event happened, then this event happened. Okay, so do that with me. I want you to talk to your partner. I want you to do a chronological summary about the book, Tiger Rising, so far. Go ahead and turn and talk. So think back to yesterday, chapter 6. We first see Rob. He's happy, right? He's going to miss school for a while. Good old Rash. But he is avoiding the cafeteria. Okay, so what are the events that connect to that? So we go back. Well, the Three Mongers are in there, right? And the Three Mongers are people who bully him. And the other thing is what the adult that was around did nothing. So he wants to avoid that. So I've stopped. I talked about that event, and then I tried to find something that connected to it. All right. And then what happened? Rob sat on the bench. He was studying the picture, right, of the tiger. And then all of a sudden the doors fling open and there's Sistine. She's marching out with the kids. And he wants to jump up and say something. He wants to say something, but he doesn't. Why? Well, what do we know? We go back. He remains silent. Right? He has things stuffed in his suitcase. He doesn't talk. He doesn't warn people. He just takes it. And then what happened? Sistine turned and fought the bullies. She fought the bullies. Okay. She had stood up for herself before, right? She's not afraid to say something. This was the first time she fought back, though. So, students, I am expecting you to be able to do this. Okay, so by the end of this unit, probably in the next few days, after you practice, when I come back from Guatemala City, I will talk to each of you about this. Can you do that synthesis? Can you look at a part of a book and then go backwards and connect the parts? Because if you don't do that work, you're going to miss a lot of stuff. A lot. So it's important to do this so that we have those connections. We see how the book is being written. We see the connection. We see everything. Okay, we make it a part of our lives. And so how did we do that? We talked about what was happening right in the story, and then what did we do? We went back. We tried to find events that connected to that specific event that was happening. And even in that chapter that we read, chapter 6, we talked about 1, him avoiding the cafeteria. 2, not saying anything. 3, Sistine fighting back. 3 separate things. And we found different parts of the book that connected to each one of those. And so that's the work that I'm expecting you to do. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to say something from the book, and then I'm going to have you all, I'm going to ask you to pause, and then you all talk about it. What are the things that connect to that? Okay? So what happens next? Rob stands up and shouts. He surprises himself. He surprises himself. Why does he surprise himself? Pause. Talk to your partner. Are we unpaused? Good. If you're talking to your partners, pause me again. I don't want to ruin anything. Okay, I'm paused. Hopefully you've noticed he surprised himself because usually he's silent, so something made him do it, so he's surprised. So finding those moments that connect to this moment of surprise was your key piece of information. Okay, so today and every day, as you're reading, stop and do this work. Take a break. Go, okay, let me try and synthesize this. What is this small event happening, and what are the pieces that are connected to it? Today and every day. Do this important work. Okay? Have fun. Go read. Remember to do your goal. How many pages? Then you'll know if you're focused. And synthesize.